Good morning, students. Today we will discuss our topic transportation and depositional activities of a river. It is one of the important topic which is in chapter number 1, the activities of a river. After erosion, transportation and deposition are the two basic activities done by the river. We will discuss the transportation and deposition activities of a river. Now you see. Uh, a river carries sediments in three different ways. A river it carries sediments in three different ways. Number one, it is in dissolved state. Number two, suspended state, and number three, rolling state. So dissolved state it means the salt and other mineral which is soluble to water transported as dissolved state. Like salt, if you put salt in the water, it dissolve in the water. So this type of minerals and salt which are soluble to the water is carried by the water as a dissolved state. Okay, next one is suspended state. Suspended state means the teeny particles of sand, mud, silt, etc. are transported by the water as a suspended state. It cannot be mixed, it cannot be soluble with water, it cannot be mixed with water, but it is suspended state. It mixed with water and it carries by the water. Okay, it is suspended state. Second step. Next, third one is rolling state. The big particles like stones, rocks, etc. are transported by the water in rolling state. That means the stone, the rocks which cannot be mixed with water, and it is comes downward with the river water in the rolling state. They rolls from upward to downward and come downward. This is rolling state. This materials roll down through the river, so it is called as bed load. So this rolling state substances like stones and rocks, these substances roll down through the river bed, so it is called river bed load, or it called bed load. Okay, these are the three states of sediments carried by the river water. You can see here the dissolved and suspended load. Dissolved substances, it cannot be seen. Okay, it mixes with the water, it's so soluble to water. The suspended load are teeny particles, small particles of mud, sand, dust. These are carried by the river water. It mixes with the water and carried by the river water. These are called suspended load. And bed load, you can see in the diagram. The bed load is a small rocks, small stones. These are the bed load which comes to rolling down the river bed, and it is also called as bed load. Always remember, this is the diagram of dissolved state materials, suspended state materials, and bed load materials. Next, see, thus through various ways a river carries their sediment and deposited in the river banks and river mouth, and from variety of depositional landform like sandbar, floodplain, natural levee, and delta. This sediment which are carried by the river from the upper course, it brings down, transported to the lower course, like mature stage and old stage of river, and it deposited somewhere in river bank, side of the river, as well as river mouth, in the head of the river, and it created different types of landform, many landform, and among these important landform, the depositional landform are sandbar, floodplain, natural levee, and delta. These are the important river landform which are created by the depositional activities of a river. These are depositional landform of a river. Always remember, sandbar, floodplain, then natural levee, and delta. These are the important depositional landform of a river. You can see here the sandbars, the small white color island. These are the sandbars of a river. A river, when it carries down the sediments, it's deposited in the river bank as well as in the river course. Then this sandbar basically used to see. You can see the definition of sandbar. Sandbars formed of sediments on the river bed. Generally, sandbars are temporary and various size and shape. During the summer season, it is affected by the high flow of water. The sandbars become visible during winter season as level of water goes down. That means sandbars are found on the river, and it is different in shape and different in size, as well as during the summer season when when rainfall occurs. Basically in India, during the summer season when rainfall occurs, the what is called the level of water goes up, then the sandbars goes under the water. During the summer season you will not see the sandbars in the river, but in the winter season when water level goes down, that time you will see the sandbars in the river. That means winter time only you will see the sandbars in the rivers. It is one of the important landforms created by the river. You will see from small to very big, very huge or very big sandbars in big rivers, different largest river. You can say one thing: the Majuli River of Assam, Majuli Island of Assam is also a sandbar of river Brahmaputra, but it is very big and it is habitable. It do not goes under the water during the summer season because it is very big and very huge landform. Okay. See the floodplain. Next landform is floodplain. You can see here in normal condition floodplain and flat condition in floodplain. Floodplain are the areas near to river bank or adjacent area near to river, which are affected by the flood every year. You can see here normal condition, there have no flood, there have only small vegetation on grass, or you can say like crops have grown. But during the winter season or during the summer season flood condition, it got affected by the flood. So these are the floodplain area. See, floodplain is a very fertile depositional landform of a river. During the summer season, the river overflows the bank and flooded neighboring areas. A very thin layer of sediments are deposited in the flood affected area every year, and this layer is very fertile. The floodplain areas are very suitable for cultivation. Floodplain area is nothing but the area near to the river which is affected by the flood every year. Okay, every year this areas is got affected by the flood, and a thin layer of the sediments is deposited every year in these areas. Okay, these areas are very fertile for the cultivation. This is the floodplain zone, floodplain area where a flood occurs every year, and it is near to the river, adjacent to the river. Next you see natural levee. You can see here one river is there, and both side of the river you see one natural embankment. It is not human-made embankment, it is natural embankment. This natural embankment is created by the deposition of the river sediments in the bank. The river carries down the sediments and deposited in the river banks, and it creates a natural embankment. This natural embankment is called as natural levee. You can see the natural embankment, it's showing in the red mark. Both sides of the river, one natural embankment have created by the river. This is called natural levee. See the definition: relatively heavy material which are carried down by the river cannot be transported a longer distance. Therefore, these materials are deposited near the channel, which may take the shape of long embankment of the river. As it is created naturally, therefore it is called as natural levee. The heavy sediment which is carried down by the river, it cannot be carried for a long distance. So the river deposited these sediments, these heavy particles in the banks of the river in both sides. Then it one embankment, long embankment created naturally. This embankment which are created naturally are called as natural levee. In our Assam, you can see various type of natural levee as well as artificial levee also. Artificial levee means artificial embankment which are created by the government to control the flood. It's not these are not natural levee. These are what you can say, these are man-made embankments. Okay. Next you see delta. Here you see the river. The river it's flowing down and it's become like our hand. It's become like our hand. One river is coming and it's bifurcated in different types of different distributaries. These are delta, and there have some in between two distributaries. You can see some landforms. You can see some a island. These islands are called as delta. It is basically in the areas of river mouth when river joins with the main water body or large water body. This is called delta. You can see the diagram of delta. It is triangular shaped island. In both sides there have the distributor. The main tributary it bifurcated or divided, and small island from triangular shaped island from these are called river delta. See the definition of river delta. A river in its mouth area loses all its strength and starts depositing its sediment in its headward. Due to headward deposition of the sediments, the river bifurcated and divided into various small tributaries. The small islands are formed in between the distributary, which is shaped like a Greek letter delta. Delta means triangular shape. So these islands are called as delta. That means the river when it comes down to the mouth area where it joins with the large water bodies, it loses all its strength. The water velocity decrease, the level the elevation of the ground becomes zero. So this was the delta, and you see after delta I have shown you the whole river system in this diagram. You can see the whole river system in this diagram. You see the river system. The source of the river, it is in the hilly areas. That means from glacier it comes down and it forms the minder, the snake like shape of the river minder. And here you can see the oxbow lake here, river delta here, river natural levee, the river mouth, tributary, the confluence means the two tributary where the two tributaries of a river joins. That part is called as confluence, and others we have already discussed. So this was the topic for today, and next part we will go to wind system. Okay, thank you.